जनवल्लभा जय गिरधारी जय गोपी जय यशोदनंदन भज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुनतीरा वनचारी यमुनतीरा वनचारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा नील माधव राधा नील माधव राधे जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। कलिपान हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। श्रीमद् भागवतम सेकंड कैंटो 7 चैप्टर 14th verse। त्रैपिस्तपुरो भय हस नृसिंहरूपम्। त्रैपिस्तपुरो भय हस नरसिंहरूपम्। कृत्वा बृमद्भ्रुकुटिदंष्ट्रकरालवक्त्रम्। कृत्वा भ्रमद्भ्रुकुटिकंस्त्रकरालवक्त्रम्। भ्रुकुटिदंस्त्रकरालवक्त्रम् दैतेन्द्रमसुगदाभिपयन्तं पतन्तमारत्। दैतेन्द्रम् दैतेन्द्रमाशुगदया विपतन्तमारात्। उरौ निपतया विदधर नखैस्फुरन्तम्। उरौ निपात्य विदधर नखैस्फुरन्तम्। त्रैपिस्तपुरो भयाहस नरसिंहरूपम्। कृत्वा भ्रमद्भ्रुकुटिदंस्त्रकरालवक्त्रम्। दैतेन्द्रमसुगदाभिपतन्तमारात्। उरौ उर उरौ निपतया विदधर नखैस्फुरन्तम्। त्रैपिस्तपरो भयाहस नृसिंहरूपम्। कृत्वा भ्रमद्भ्रुकुटिदंस्त्रकरालवक्त्रम्। दैतेन्द्रमसुगदया विपतन्तमारात्। उरौ निपतया विदधार नखैस्फुरन्तम्। त्रैविष्टपूर्वयः स नरसिंहरूपम् कालवक्त्रम् एते मा तमारात् स्फुरन्तम् त्रैविष्टपूर्वयः स नरसिंहरूपम् नागवैष्णव्यं सदयालवक्त्रम् हिते महासुरातिरन्तमारा Type is Tapa, the demigods. Urubayaha, one who vanquishes great fears. Sa, he, the personality of Godhead. Nrsimha Rupam, assuming the incarnation Narsimha. Kritva, doing so. Brahmat, by rolling. Bhrukuti, eyebrows. Damstra, teeth. Karala, greatly fearful. Vaktram, mouth. Daityaindram, the king of the demons. Asu, immediately. Gadaya, with club in the hand. Abhipatantam, while falling down. Urut, Urat, Arat, Arat, nearby. Urav, on the thighs. Nipatya, placing on. Vidadhara, pierced. Nakhai, by the nails. Spurantam, while chanting, while challenging. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation: The personality of Godhead assumed the incarnation of Narsimdev in order to vanquish the great fears of the demigods. He killed the king of the demons, Hiranyakashipu, who challenged the Lord with a club in his hand. By placing the demon on his thighs and piercing him with his nails, rolling his eyebrows in anger, and showing his fearful teeth and mouth. Purport. The history of Hiranyakashipu and his great devotee son, Prahlad Maharaj, is narrated in the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hiranyakashipu became very powerful by material achievements, and thought himself to be the immortal by the grace of Brahmaji. Brahmaji declined to award him the benediction of immortality because he himself is not an immortal being. But Hiranyakashipu derived Brahmaji's benediction in a roundabout way, almost equal to becoming an immortal being. Hiranyakashipu was sure that he could not be killed by any man or demigod or by any kind of known weapon, nor would he die in day or night. The Lord, however, assumed the incarnation of half man and half lion, which was beyond the imagination of a materialistic demon like Hiranyakashipu. And thus, keeping pace with the benediction of Brahmaji, the Lord killed him. He killed him on his lap, so that he was killed neither on the land, nor on the water, nor in the sky. The demon was pierced by Narsimha's nails, which were beyond the human weapons imaginable by Hiranyakashipu. Literal meaning of Hiranyakashipu is one who is after gold and soft bedding. The ultimate aim of all materialistic men, such demon men who have no relationship with the God, gradually become puffed up by material acquisitions and begin to challenge the authority of the Supreme Lord and torture those who are devotees of the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj happened to be the son of Hiranyakashipu, and because the boy was a great devotee, his father tortured him to be the best of his ability. In this extreme situation, the Lord assumed the incarnation of Nrsimhadev, and just to vanish the enemy of the demigods, the Lord killed Hiranyakashipu in a manner beyond the demon's imagination. Materialistic plans of godless demons are always frustrated by the all powerful Lord. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण। The personality of Godhead assumed the incarnation of Nrsimhadev in order to vanquish the great fears of the demigods. He killed the king of demons, Hiranyakashipu, who challenged the Lord with a club in his hand. By placing the demon on his thighs and piercing him with his nails, rolling his eyebrows in anger, and showing his fearful teeth and mouth. Hare Krishna. So, first, I would like to seek blessings of all the devotees present here. Sadagi Prabhu, Bhagavashan Prabhu, Priyagaram Prabhu, and other devotees also. So that I can speak on this verse uh, for my purification and service of the devotees. So here in this second canto, 7th chapter, the scheduled incarnation, the chapter name is Scheduled Incarnations. So as we were discussing some time back, 6th or 7th verse in this chapter only, that we saw that how this chapter started, because Narad Muni was asking questions to Brahmaji. So after answering answers of the Narad Muni, so he says, I am now speaking something which is very close to my heart. So these are all pastimes of the Lord, which Lord takes to protect his devotees. So, so that is very close to the Brahmaji's heart. Pure devotee's heart, the pastimes of the Lord are very, very close. So which they relish. So he's sharing those pastimes. Uh, So he's sharing this incarnations, Leela avatars of the Lord. So this title is named chapter is named as Scheduled Incarnations. Scheduled means which come. These are the incarnations which Lord takes in the every day of Brahma. So from the Brahma has life has uh, 1,000 Chaturyugas, Divya Yugas, and those 1,000 Chaturyugas, 14 Manvantaras are there. In this Manvantaras, there will be this Satyuga, this four cycle of four yugas will be happening. So in this every day of Brahma, the Lord takes same incarnations which are described here, Leela avatars. So so even though these incarnations happens every day, but these incarnations past tense will be little different. It is not same. Like if I ask anyone, uh, your devotees who are staying here, what is your yesterday schedule? They will tell, yesterday I got up at 3:30 or around 3:50. Then I took bath and then I came attended Mangalarti. Then after Mangalarti we started chanting and then Bhagavatam class. The schedule may look same, what he does throughout the day, but the activities are still different. How he was chanting was, how was what he heard in Bhagavatam class, all these are different. So even though these pastimes happen every day of Brahma, imagine Brahma's age is 100 years, so 365 into 100. So many times these pastimes happens, but there will be some little difference in the how the pastimes happen. So that is always ever fresh also, and in that say the activities or the glories of the Lords are unlimited. So even though you keep on describing, it will be always new. So these incarnations, even though are scheduled, but they are always different, and the Lord performs in a different way. So and today there is description of uh, Narsimdev pastime. The Lord incarnated as Narsimdev to kill the demon Hiranyakashipu. So this about Narsimdev's incarnation, every one of us know, because when we come to devotional service, the first whatever song or whatever kirtan we buy it is, we learn is Narsimdev. Even children also sing this. So uh, so this Lord is famous as Narsimdev for protection of his devotees. So like even in the Jaipatak Maharaj was telling how Narsimdev Prabhupada started this worship in ISKCON. So he was telling like so Narsimdev has very strong and deep relationship with ISKCON devotees. He was telling like Prabhupada, when he was in America also, when his health was not so good, he used to tell devotees that you pray to Narsimdev that if he wants, let me recover and spread the glories. So always he used to refer to him. And even when the Mayapur temple construction was happening, so that time also, uh, since foreigners were there in Bengal, so locals thought that they didn't may not know such things, so they used to attack. Lot of attacks used to happen, and loot. They used to rob the things from the temple construction. So that time Prabhupada said, okay, now we can install the deity of Narsimdev. So after that, devotee saw that the dacoits or invasion of other people reduced. So always uh, whenever we seek protection, even when we travel also, we pray to Lord Narsimdev for our protection of our devotional life. So we know Lord Narsimdev for his protection. And he was describing that even though Narsimdev's forms are also different, little, so he was telling based on the things. So there is Saume Narsimdev or Lakshmi Narsimha, which is peaceful form of the Lord. Uh, and even Pralam Narsimha, who is most pleasing to devotees. So that form of the Lord is Narsimha is very pleasing form. And there is also Ugra Narsimha or different Narsimha forms. So one of the form is Stanu Narsimha, which is there in Mayapur. Just Narsimdev coming out of the pillar. So he's searching where is the Hiranyakashipu. So that fierce form which is there in Mayapur. So every form has its own purpose whenever Lord takes. So we see Lord comes as Radha Madhava or in his form to spread the love of the Lord, to relish that and to with his devotees. And he comes as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Audharya Rupa, munificent form, compassionate form, to give the highest thing for all these fallen souls of the Kali Yuga. So like that, Lord has purpose. So same one of the form or one of the purpose of Lord Narsimdev incarnation is to protect the devotees of the Lord, to protect the devotees of the Lord. So that is his he is known for Lord Narsimdev. So whenever the devotees are troubled, so Lord comes and protects the devotees. So and this Tavakara Kamalavare song which we sing is written by Jaydev Goswami in his Govinda Gita. In the starting prayers, he prays, he offers pranam to all the 10 Leela avatars of the Lord. So in that he offers this Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringa. So which describes Lord's hands and the thing. So we see that as Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord comes in different yugas. यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य. So he says that he comes whenever there is decline in religion. So ग्लानिर्भवति भारत, dharma glanir. So whenever there is decline in religion, and abhyuttanam dharmasya, whenever there is rise in the irreligion, the Lord incarnates to reduce that adharma and to give upheld the dharma. So Lord incarnates, and also he says paritranayam sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkutam. So the Lord comes to destroy the demons and protect the demigods. So even in Bhagavatam it is said, Indrayari vakulam loke mridayanti yuge yuge. Ete jamsa kala Krishna Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indyari Vakulam Loke Vridayanti Yuge Yuge. So in Bhagavatam also it is telling that the Lord comes in his Kala portion or avatars or part plenary incarnations to destroy Indriyari Vakulam Loke or Indriyari Arit, the demons of Indra, or the what you call the enemies of Indra rise. That time Lord comes in every yuga to reduce, to kill them. The Lord comes. So if you see what is demon and demigod, Asura and Deva, scriptures say that Asura is one who denies the authority of the Lord, or who do not who denies the supremacy of the Lord, who doesn't want to follow the uh, who want to doesn't want to accept that Lord is the supreme person and I want to be under him as he wants. And demon is one, Asura is one who does not follow it, and the demigod is one who are the followers of the instructions of the Lord, or who accept that Lord is supreme. So this is the definition of who is Asura and who is Deva. And we see also that Kashyapa had two wives. One is Adityas, another is Daityas. So Adityas are from Aditi's children, and Daityas are Diti's children. So uh, so these two were the sons of Kashyapa, and Adityas accepted the authority of the Lord, and they were always devotees of the Lord. So they were given some position in this universe. They were given as demigods role. So they used to protect the, so that the universe is protected under them. So the Lord appoints them, and the Daityas, demons, they don't want to accept the Lord's authority, and they question the Lord's authority also. They ask why demigods have to get that position, and why we have to get the lower position of Daityas in this material world is that they are given lower planets, that Patala, there only their existence is there. So these lower planets are something where even sunlight doesn't reach. Prabhupada mentions in one of his purport, where darkness is there. And what about demigods? Demigods are given heavenly positions. But this is not something Lord gives because they are demons or there are demigods, because they are Diti's son or Aditi's son. Lord just awards them based on their what you call position, based on their pravritis or their based on their mentalities or their based on their desires. Lord gives them position. So that is what scriptures tell. So these demon, they question that why demigod should enjoy the heavenly pleasures, why not we? And that's why we can see that even Bali Maharaj questioned it in the last yesterday's verse. There was description of how Lord came as uh, Kurma avatar and distributed the neck from the churning of the ocean. So that pastime we can see that Bali Maharaj also questioned that why demons should be so why demons should be sent to the lower, so why always demigod should be the in charge of the heavenly kingdom. So he questioned it and he challenged. So based on whose power is more, he can become the take the charge of this universe. So they tried, and demigods, demons overpowered demigods also, and they took charge. And that time, Lord came as Vaman Dev again to give back demigods their things. So this partiality they always question, but Lord is not partial. It is something whoever follows his authority, so he gives them that position based on their desires. So even we see that even in demons also, we see Bali Maharaj. After that, when Bali Maharaj surrenders to Lord, even though what Lord gives him promise, Lord stays in that abode of Bali Maharaj, where he sent him to Patal Loka. So Lord says, I stay there as doorkeeper of this kingdom. And it is told that the pleasures or the opulence of Bali Maharaj, which is in their lower planetary system, is as good or more than the heavenly pleasures. So in that way, we can see that Lord is not impartial or discriminating or biased. It is actually Lord equal in his distributing whatever he wants to give to his conditioned souls. He is equal. It is based on their receptive power, whether they choose to be demons by denying the Lord's supremacy, or they want to be demigods by accepting the Lord's control. That is up to their choice. So that is the choice which every living entity has to make. That living entity has a choice whether he wants to act like demon or to act like demigod. So we can see uh, even just we can take an example of temple only. There are so based on the uh, authorities, like Prabhupada has formed it, and every temple has some in charge, right? So because of in charge, if there are devotees in the temple and the in charge is also devotee, what will happen? There will be arti to Lord 6 times, kirtan will happen, and katha will happen in the temple. But suppose someone materialist becomes in charge of this place, then he will not think that why bhoga has to be offered to the Lord, why prasadam has to be cooked for Lord. It should be all for his pleasure. Same thing, tendencies, demonic tendencies people have. So they think that I should be in the center, not Lord should be in the center. So this is difference between demons and the demigods. So demigods use, Krishna has given free independence to everyone, little independence. So, so that independence, demigods choose to follow the authority of the Lord, and they want to be always under the protection of the Lord. But the demonic people misuse that tendency, that little independence which Lord has given to all the jivas, and they deny the authority of the Lord. So they want to misuse and become themselves in the center. So they want to put themselves in the center, and demigods want to put Krishna in the center, or the dim. So devatas always want to put Lord in the center, and demonic tendencies wants to put themselves in the center. So that is the difference between demons and demigods. So when we lead our life with Krishna in center, then we can actually be protected by the Lord, as Lord comes and protects Prahlad and other things, demigods. And when we put ourselves, our sense gratification in the center, we then the Lord comes, incarnates to destroy those people. So that's what this pastime of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad signifies, because this Bhagavatam, there are for each canto the subject matter. For seventh canto, that is Uti, impetus. So the pravritis of the conditioned soul. So if it is demonic pravritis, then it will be destroyed as Lord coming and destroying the Hiranyakashipu. And if it is divine pravritis, which is Devata's pravritis, then the Lord flourishes it. So Hiranyakashipu represents the demonic tendencies in our heart, and Prahlad signifies the divine tendencies or the Devata tendencies. So with impetus, and there is always tussle between both of them. Here also we can see in the past time that Hiranyakashipu tries to torture the Prahlad Maharaj and kill him in many ways. But ultimately, the Lord comes, incarnates, and protects the Prahlad Maharaj. So we have a choice whether to uh, increase our demonic tendencies or to flourish our divine tendencies. And when we flourish our divine tendencies through these pastimes, Lord is telling that when we become develop the divine qualities, we get protection of the Lord. And the Lord always comes through these pastimes and tells how he reciprocates with those devotees when we develop those divine qualities. Otherwise, what happens when we develop the demonic qualities? Prabhupada says, however intelligent we may be, whatever material calculations we may make, like Hiranyakashipu made, he he asked boons to Brahma that I should not be killed by this. So whatever plans we make, that will all be destroyed, because everything is under the control of the Supreme Lord. So through this we can understand that pastimes. When we hear that pastimes, we can understand. So what is the benefit of becoming a devotee? How Lord protects them, and if we go against the Lord and develop those demonic pravrittis, then what will happen is ultimately Lord destroys. Another, we can see that even in COVID time, all the materialistic plans of people were frustrated, because they cannot move out. They are locked in the uh, home only, that is self lock, arrested. So we can see that whenever that there is thing, Lord again shows that he can go beyond all our materialistic plans, and Lord actually frustrates us when we want to be demonic. And we can see, so this is about the past time, why how Lord thinks. So all of us know about the Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad pastime, how Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlad in different ways, and then Lord came and protected him. So I wish lastly like to share some of qualities of Prahlad Maharaj, uh, which actually we can develop. So Prahlad Maharaj, he was under in the womb. In the womb, he was in helpless condition, because we hear in Bhagavatam also what is the position of how the jiva will be there in the womb. So very helpless condition. In that condition, he got to hear from Narad Muni. So the message of Bhagavatam. So he accepted it, and when he came, he was practicing what he has heard from Narad Muni. So first quality we can see is that Lord was seeing, Prahlad Maharaj was seeing Lord always in his energies. Wherever he saw, he was seeing that is a Lord energy. So I was hearing once that how Prahlad was given troubles by Hiranyakashipu through different means. Sometimes, actually, Hiranyakashipu only fed poison. It is told that he asked Kayadu to mix poison in the food, and he asked Kayadu to feed also to Prahlad. So Prahlad, when he was eating that, he was seeing that poison, something like he was accepting Lord as the father and Lakshmi as the mother. So when Samudra Manthan happened, first came poison and then came Lakshmi, who chose Lord Narayana as her husband. So, so he was seeing that poison as mama, like brother of elder brother of Lakshmi. So he was seeing in that connection. One devotee was telling. So we can see Prahlad conscious is always seeing it as in connection with the Lord. Even when Prahlad was thrown into ocean, so he was seeing that this ocean is nothing but my my supreme mother's father, like my maternal home. So how can he harm me? So he had that consciousness completely. So he was given protection. So we can see that Prahlad Maharaj was always seeing everything in connection with the Lord. Every energy of the Lord in his connection, energies of the Lord in his connection with the Lord. So he was always protected. So we can accept that thing. So whatever we have, material things, we can see in connection with the Lord and use in the Lord's service. So that can be one thing which we can see from Prahlad Maharaj. And uh, Prahlad Maharaj had always grateful tendency to Lord. He never complained or he never asked Lord that why I'm put in such precarious conditions or difficult conditions. Because he was practicing bhakti, then Lord Hiranyakashipu was torturing him by different means. He sent him to Gurukula where he had to learn different things. So different means were given, but Prahlad Maharaj was always grateful to Lord and praying for his protection. He never complained to Lord. So same way, when we practice devotional service, we may also get impediments, but we can follow in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj and pray to Lord for the protection. And he also prayed to, in one lecture, Maharaj was saying that he prayed uh, when Lord Narsimdev was killed Hiranyakashipu, and he was offering prayers to Lord Narsimdev, Prahlad Maharaj. He was praying to Lord that you give protection to my father, like what you give, you please send my father to better destination. So that is compassion, one quality which we can learn from Prahlad Maharaj, that he had compassion for all the conditioned souls or who the souls suffering in this world. So that quality of Prahlad Maharaj also we can see. And many times we go to Lord and we tell that we have so and so problems, so many problems in life. But Prahlad Maharaj was telling problems, and in all the problems he was taking shelter of the Lord. So the form of the Lord is many places described. Lord Narsimdev's form is a very fearful form, but that fearful form is only for the person who don't take shelter of the Lord. So Rasham Prabhu was just describing how a cat catches a kitten in its mouth. So that teeth or the mouth of the cat mother doesn't is not like something which is fearful to, for the small kitten, small babies of the cat. But same teeth and same mouth is very fearful for rat or mouse, which is its prey. So same way, Lord's form was so fearful. We can see in the Bhagavatam, it's like described every part of the Lord is described. His nakam or his nails are like thunderbolt, because Hiranyakashipu's even thunderbolt is like weapon of Indra, which cannot kill the Hiranyakashipu. It cannot pierce the Hiranyakashipu's body. But Lord nails are more harder than thunderbolt, which just opened the heart of the Hiranyakashipu's body. So that is how it's compared. Uh, but for Prahlad, it was Tavakara Kamalaru. It was very soft like lotus. And tongue tongue of the Lord was generally with tongue we taste some sweet things, but Lord was tasting blood. That was the form of the Lord. how was his tongue described? His eyes eyes are compared to sun. They were very burning hot like sun, because hot sun burns. So his both the eyes were like two hot suns. So Lord's eyes, and then his eyebrows, Trikuti. Here also it is described. That was like very fierce form. It was searching where is Hiranyakashipu with his eyebrows. Okay, and because eyebrows signifies the facial expression or the emotion of a person, it was very fierce form. And then teeth, Lord's teeth was very sharp, like lion uses its teeth to tear the flesh. So the teeth were very sharp. And then uh, Antrashrija, there is one description in the prayers. So Antrashrija is the form of the Lord. Antrashrija means Lord wear the garland of intestines. So that was his fearful form. So we can imagine how the ghastly the form of Lord is, because generally we wear garland of flowers, but Lord was wearing the in, garland of intestine of Hiranyakashipu. So one devotee was telling that why where the intestine of the Hiranyakashipu is because Hiranyakashipu was taking all the offerings which are meant for demigods. So he was taking the offerings of demigods. So that's why Lord took his intestine and put on his thing, which because those the offerings of the yajnas are meant for Supreme Lord, which he was eating. So Lord put his intestine as garland to show his supremacy. And then Shita Kesha, Shitaja Kesha means the Lord's blood, the hairs or the mustache was decorated with the bloods of the Hiranyakashipu. And Shanku Karana, the Lord's ears were very sharp, shaped, pointed ears. And when Lord Narasimdev came, he was roaring like lions. So it was more very fearful. Uh, it is described that when Lord used to roar, elephant used to run here there, and the she elephant had miscarriages also. That was the form of the Lord, which the Bhagavatam describes. So generally, uh, we fear from Maya and we tell to Lord that we have so many problems in our life. But one devotee was telling we should pray to, or we should tell to Maya that how the Lord forms is more fearful by seeing the Lord Narsimdev description. So when we are troubled by Maya, we can tell that how Lord is more fearful, because when we take shelter of the Lord, that fearful Lord will make the fear flee from our life. So yad bibbati swayam bayam. So the even the fear personified fear such ghastly form of the Lord. So that is what we can see from the form of the Lord. So these are some things which I tried to share with all of you. So devotees can add some comments. Prabhuji, please, if anything or something more on that. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Krishna. Grantaraj